I've seen more than a few content creators on here that are trying to help people grow and evolve and regulate their nervous systems and enter into their spiritual journey. And they keep reinforcing this notion that as you enter a certain vibration, as you get smart enough, as you regulate your nervous system, that the path becomes increasingly lonely and that's just part of it. And that's not true. Um, that may be true for them, but that's because they haven't moved far enough along. Like they're stuck somewhere. You shouldn't be lonely. Um, I mean, like there's patches of loneliness that occur, but ultimately it should be moving from loneliness to independence, and that independence is gained through your connections with other people. Like my connections with the people around me have only gotten better. They've only gotten they've only improved. So let me tell you a little bit about my experience and how I do things. Okay? One second. Okay. Sorry, I had to pause. I could see like I just got home from work and my lipstick was all fucked up. Anyway, so the way that I have moved through this is, and I want to be really clear here, I feel a pull. There is definitely a pull as you heal, as you grow, as you march down your little spiritual path. There is a pull to isolate. There's pulls to go into hermit mode, to go into a little bubble. There's also a lot of, like, especially if you're on a healing journey, a lot of times you're trying to kind of isolate yourself a little bit from things around you because some of the times they're hurting you. And so, like, that's something to be aware of. I'm talking more about people who are, kind of doing okay, but there's something like there's this weird lacking in your relationships around you, like where you just feel, I don't know, lonely in your aloneness. Um, and so, like, I want you to just recognize that there is a pull there. There is a pull to isolate. There is a pull to other yourself because as you change and as you evolve, like, people are going to look at you a little weird. And trust me, like, I have had some incredibly frightening conversations as I've tried to, like, divulge my inner world to the people around me that I love. Because I'm scared that they're going to think I'm crazy. I'm scared that they're going to think I've changed too much and they're just like, peace, I'm out of here. That type of thing. But when you choose good people around you, and furthermore, like when you are authentic, and your authenticity should radiate out of, like, if you truly are authentic, there should be this like charisma about you. There's this light, this glow. And so, like, if they actually love you, they will recognize that glow. And they will be happy for you for it. And they'll probably want like a piece of that. But, like, don't push them away just because they don't understand. Don't push people away unless they are like genuinely toxic for you, which you should know that. But, like, the connections I have with people, I can feel because the universe just like wants me to like do my thing. And I'm the one that's like, no, I'm taking everybody with me. I'm not leaving anybody behind. These are my people. This is my tribe that I have chosen, and I will continue to, um, go into the ring for them. And all done they've all been coming with me. Like, it's incredible how much the people around me have grown as I've started to share my experiences, as I've started to tell them like my inner workings and my inner world and how my inner compass is guiding me. And it sounds crazy a lot of the times coming out of my mouth, but also they're good grounding stones to reality, to the 3D. Like, I don't want to float off into like woo woo land where like I can barely pay taxes anymore because I can't like because it doesn't matter anyway, man. You know, like I'm no, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to grow an empire that will take care of my family, take care of my community, and hopefully will propagate to an extent that it will elevate everybody who hears my voice, everybody who reads the words that I write. I want to affect as many people as possible in as positive of a way as I possibly can. You know, like with my dying breath, I will be doing this and I will die happy knowing that I've done everything in my fucking power to create a world that my children can survive in, that my children can thrive in, right? That is my motivating factor behind all of this stuff. And maybe that's what you need to find. Maybe you just need to find some sort of like guide light. I don't know if that was a word. But you know, like there's the star card in tarot, and I always think of it as like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like there's something there that you're like, you know, like when I die, I want to be worthy of the life that I was given. I want to be worthy of this precious, precious life that I was given and to experience the people around you. And like, because they're having precious experiences as well. And so when you look at other people in that way, when you look at them and you're like, how do you see the world? What's it like for you? And you're interested in them and they glow, they light up. I light up everybody in my fucking path. And it's like, I can't help it. I'm interested in them. I'm curious about them. I am delighted by them, by and large. You know, like there's, like, you know, granted, like there are some people that come across my path and immediately I will feel that there's something like, like there's this one person that was just like a temporary worker at my job, and like I immediately got like a flowers in the attic vibe, and I was just like I could like I if you put a gun to my head I couldn't remember their name, you know, because like they were I was just like you are no you know, like you're insignificant to me, something's wrong with you. Like you've hurt people. You've hurt people. You've hurt children. Like I can feel that. I can feel that in my heart. Um, and those are the people that I'm just like, no, fuck off. Like you and your cancer. Anyway, sorry, I sound terrible, but that's you know, like I'm very protective of children. Anyway, but like by and large, everybody else that I come in contact with, like I don't look for things to dislike about people. I don't. I just decided not to, you know, like, and it makes my life so much better. And so when you do that to your friends, when you do that to the people, your family, then everything just gets better. When you're just like, you know, like you're hanging out with your friends and they're just being their normal self. And you're just like, oh, I just love you, by the way. Like, you're so funny. And they're just like, well, yeah, that's why we're friends, you know, but like, that makes them feel good, right? And then they say stuff back and it's like it's lovely and that reinforces the connection. And then when that connection feels reinforced, then you're like, yeah, so like I'm going through this thing and it's like really crazy. And then you kind of talk to about it, you know, to whatever capacity you feel like that they have. Like for my mom, she doesn't know shit. Like she understood, like I just came home with like a giant fucking arm tattoo one day and she's just like, you know, like, but some, you know, but other people know a ton, you know, and so it's like, as I've talked to people, as I've divulged some of my inner world, and I mean, some of that shit is very deep, you know, like some of this is like skeletons in my closet because like that's what this journey does is it pulls up your darkest parts. It pulls up the parts of you that you think somebody would find the most repulsive. And like that's part of the guiding light of like the spirituality part is I'm called to reconcile those tallies. You know, like there's parts in me that I don't share with certain people because I think that they would leave me because they would find it so distasteful. And so like spirit is like conquer your fear, conquer your fear. And so it's like I pull up these fucking skeletons in my closet and I'm just like, oh my God, here you go. And like most of the time the response has been good. Like, like my husband's definitely gotten some pretty good blows. But like he's rolling with it. Like he's rolling with the challenge. And I'm really fucking impressed by that. Like I didn't expect that. And so it's like his life is getting better. All of my friends' lives are getting better. My life is getting better. And I was already like very comfortable before this fucking spiritual journey started. That's why I was like resisting it so hard, is because it was, like I'm just like, why are you coming in here fucking up my life, my life right now? Like I'm comfortable. And a spiritual awakening happened and activation as well, all in one for me, because I was not spiritual. I didn't believe in God. I was as close to an atheist as you could possibly get, but I couldn't even commit to that because that didn't leave room for doubt. Like that's how much of a doubter I am. Like I can't even commit to being an atheist because even that requires a leap of faith. Um, so like this has been extremely difficult for me to wrap my fucking mind around the spiritual downloads that I'm getting. Like I have a good sense of self, and that I can tell when shit isn't me. I can tell when it's coming from somewhere else, and I've never felt this before in my life. That's how I know I'm on a spiritual journey. Um, and like I've adjusted medication. I've tried all like therapy. I've tried all of the things to see and double check myself to see if this is legit, and it's fucking legit, you guys. Like well, there's some shit out there anyways. But like that's the thing, is it's like my entire paradigm of how I've seen the world this entire time, and like the person I was that these people fell in love with um has shifted, and they're still there, and I'm over here now, and our relationship hasn't suffered. In fact, it's better. And part of the reason that it's better is as I've shared my experiences, their life is elevating too. The rising tide floats all boats. And my tide's coming in. And while the universe is just thinking about like the universe is just running a numbers game. Um, like I come from finance, like it makes sense to me in this way. The universe is just like, I've got 8 billion people, 8 billion people on this planet. As long as a certain percentage of those elevate to the level of consciousness necessary so that the species survives and the planet survives and moves on to the next phase of evolution, that's all it fucking cares about. The universe is just fucking throwing spaghetti against the wall. That's what evolution is. It's just throwing spaghetti against the wall with a bunch of mutations and being like, hopefully one of these works. And that's how it happens. So it's my choice. It's my choice to bring my family with me. It's my choice to bring my friends with me. I could isolate, like, like how Buddha or whatever, all of these like men who have had spiritual awakenings, they just piece out their families and then go disappear into the Himalayas for years, like 7 years in Tibet, right? Like, I'm not doing that. It doesn't mean I don't feel like I want to. Trust me, I do. Like, I want to just sit under a tree for an entire year and just like expand my mind. The pull is there. I'm choosing not to because I love my life. I love these people and I enjoy you. I enjoy people. I enjoy this because I've found a way to enjoy it. I didn't always feel this way. I just chose. I chose to see the good in people. I chose to see the good in myself. And it's more fun that way. Life is supposed to be fun, you guys. If you're just sitting in loneliness, feeling spiritually and intellectually and nervous systemally superior to the people around you, of course you're going to feel lonely. If you feel like people have to meet you on the same level to be worthwhile for your time, Like, that's ego, you guys. That's your ego talking. You don't need that. You can, it doesn't matter what they are, it just matters what you are. And as long as you're having a good time and you're not hurting anybody, who the fuck cares? Just have a good time. Like, you could be doing the shittiest job and you can still have a good time doing it. You can still laugh. It's what growth is supposed to look like. It's what healing is supposed to look like. And it's what spirituality is supposed to look like. That's why the statues of Buddha are him laughing and smiling. Once you get to a certain point, it's supposed to be fun more than it's supposed to be hard, even though your life isn't any easier. Trust me, mine is not an ounce easier. In fact, it's harder, but I'm having a better time. And so it doesn't feel as hard. But if I itemized on a list all the shit that I'm dealing with right now, it's a lot more than it was before. But I don't care because I'm having a good time and I'm with my friends and people love me and I love them. And so maybe I know more than those other creators because they're not there yet. So, like and follow you guys. I love you.